The Odyssey. What do we think? I've seen it twice now, and I'd have to say it's deeply flawed. So you walk in, and straight away, like you're expecting, well, it's mythic, fantasy. It's Jason the Argonauts. Or Clash of the Titans, even though Clash of the Titans was, a bit naff, really. Not a great film, but you get the gist. It's that sort of thing. Well, no, it isn't. No, what we get is something based in realism, a movie based in realism. Like, he doesn't set up the world as a fantasy world. So that Odysseus doesn't engage with the gods, or the gods don't really engage with him, other than them just appearing as like some sort of PTSD hallucination next to him. So when you get to experience the Cyclops, when the Cyclops appears, it doesn't gel with the world that Nolan's created. It's just it's off. The casting thing, it's, a black Helen of Troy, whatever, that's fine, I don't really have a problem. Matt Damon was serviceable. I just don't really get why, everyone thinks he was great, and I kept looking at him going, but it's Jason Bourne or LaBeef, or someone like that. I don't know, they're just too Hollywood, like him and Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway did a good job, like she tried, she was good. But even that dialogue when she's with Telemachus about him wanting to take the throne and all that, I didn't believe it. It was just her acting. She's Anne Hathaway, he's Matt Damon, and he's Spider-Man. Like Tom Holland, I'm far out. Would you want to be ruled by him? Wasn't he? He was an interesting character, wasn't he? Telemachus. The crew, were they interesting? Himesh Patel. He was a boring character. He was boring. Like, he was boringly played. No one in the crew was interesting. No one in the crew had any sort of personality. Okay, Robert Pattinson, he was okay, all right, trying to do the dude. The other problem I had with it was with the violence. Like, what's with the sanitized violence? There's no blood. There's no blood. Like, have a look at Braveheart, Gladiator. Those sorts of things. 300. You don't see blood. There's no blood. But then all the fighting's close up. It's all close up. So you don't see what's going on, and there's editing. And why these days do we have to have fights like where the camera's a participant? The camera's a participant. It's, there, it's like, just zoom back a bit. Zoom back. Sit the camera still. You can make the odd cut here and there. Let's see the action. Let's see the fighting. No, but it's like the camera's part of the fight. And there's cuts and cuts and cuts, like rapid cuts, as if like that's going to make it more exciting. No, it just makes it more confusing. Okay, so then, of course, there's the dialogue is, come on. It's clunky, bordering on corny. It's really obvious. Like, there's nothing. It's just the script. The script is off. The script is just not a good script. And what's with Nolan and his sound mixing? I'm always struggling to hear the dialogue. There's his dialogue, which I'm, okay, all right, got that bit. And then when there's action scenes, it's suddenly, boom, he's cranked it up to 11. And it's like, I blasted out of my seat. And I'm virtually deaf. It's like, there's no sweeping shots in it. There's no really epic scenes. The sacking of Troy, like, what was that? I didn't even see it. When did it happen? We saw bits of it. The whole thing just doesn't gel. It doesn't add up. I was never in the movie. I was never there in that world, because Nolan there's no world there created. Like, you are expecting something like a Jason and the Argonauts, but that's not what Nolan wanted to do. So then when we have things like people turning into pigs, and Cyclops being there, that it's weird. It just looks off. It's just, hang on. Because ultimately the movie's about Odysseus trying to get home, but not really wanting to, but having PTSD, and then, having all these regrets. And it's like, well, cry me a river, mate. War is hell. Like, what do you want? But then it's not, he can't take the throne. He's not going to come and take the throne. He gives it to Telemachus. Oh my gosh. Exile me now. Like, I'd want to be exiled if he was my king. Like, so he puts himself into exile. Odysseus, him and Penelope go off into the west like Frodo. And Telemachus is left to rule. Well, great. Okay. Maybe he'll be okay once he hits puberty. So yeah, the world he sets up doesn't work, because there isn't any real setup of a world. We're just sort of into it. It's episodic, and we're supposed to then feel things at the end for which they haven't really worked for. The payoff doesn't work. To me, there is no payoff. It's like you've done all these things. Suddenly we're supposed to feel emotion. I'm sure people do. I didn't. Doesn't mean I'm right and other people are wrong. It's just, that's the way I felt about it. So overall, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10, maybe a 6. I mean, bits of it were sort of interesting, but overall, I just couldn't connect. I couldn't connect with it. It didn't take me into that world. I wasn't there. I didn't really care about Odysseus. He was just a bit drab and dreary and not very interesting. He had no sense of humour. He wasn't really a tricky guy like he is in the poem. He was just a bit bland and annoying and like dull and dreary. Anyway, that's it from me. Thanks for listening. Appreciate your time. Please like and subscribe. Share the video if you can. Thanks for watching.